This lesson we're going to be multiplying decimals, and I have captured a little bit of the text from your book, and it reminds you, I'm sure you do remember to a certain extent, about multiplying decimals. It's not a matter of lining up the decimals like it was in addition or subtraction. When you write the numbers, I have a tendency to put the number with the most number of digits on top and the one with fewer digits on the bottom, regardless of their size. And I ignore the decimal points and multiply as if they were just whole numbers. So in this case, you multiply by 8 and you get 344. Now you concern yourself with the decimal point and you count the number of decimal places. All right, I count. There are 2 digits to the right of the decimal in this number. There's 1 digit to the right of a decimal in this, so I would say that there are 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So the answer has to, starting at the right, 1, 2, 3, and then drop your decimal point. So I'll review that as we go on, but you count the number of digits behind the decimal. So that was 2, that makes 3. So now in the answer we have to have 1, 2, 3. All right, something else to note is that when you're multiplying by powers of 10, by 10, 100, 1,000, and so on, it's going to make the number bigger. That means it's going to move the decimal to the right, and it will move it to the right 1 decimal place for each 0. So 10 will move it 1 place. 100 will move it 2 places. And 1,000 will move it 3 places, and I'll have to add in a 0. So it discusses that a little bit more. Let's go ahead and start our multiplication. All right, on this one I'm multiplying by 10, so that's a shortcut. I don't even have to write the problem down. Multiplying by 10 moves the decimal 1 place to the right. So this will equal 783.2. So I really like to multiply by powers of 10. Here I'm multiplying by 100. So I will take 3.8, and because I'm multiplying by 100, that's 2 zeros, that's 1, 2 decimal places. The answer is 380. So multiplying by powers of 10, 10, 100, 1,000, and so on, very much a shortcut. But the next problem is not a power of 10. So I have 523 times 0.34. And you do not have to worry about that 0 when you're multiplying. Ignoring the decimal, I'm just going to say 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 4 times 5 is 20. Now, I know that I would have a placeholder 0. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. I have totally ignored my decimal points. I add for 2. 9 and 9 is 18. Carry the 1. 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. And bring down the 1. Now it's time to concern ourselves with the decimal points. So I'm going to say how many decimal places did I have? I have 1, 2, kind of destroyed that. There are 2 decimal places, which means there will be 2 decimal places in the product. My answer is 177.82. So 2 places here means 2 places here. I didn't have any decimal places in this whole number. All right, let's look at this next one. I have 28.6 times 1.14. I'm going to ignore the decimals. 4 times 6 is 24, carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 32, plus 2 is 34, carry the 3. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. 0 placeholder. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 placeholder zeros. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 2 is 2. Add the 4 and zeros for 4. 4 and 6 is 10, carry the 1. 1 and 1 is 2, and 8 is 10, and 6 is 16, carry the 1. That's going to be 12, carry the 1, and that's a 3. Now, where will my decimal go? Well, I have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3 decimal places. The answer is 32 and 604 thousandths. Looks like on number 5 I have a shortcut again. I'm multiplying by a power of 10. I'm multiplying by 1,000. That's 3 zeros. That means 3 decimal places. My decimal point will move 1, 2, 3, and my answer is 582,167.256. So it is 582,167 and 256 thousandths. That's a big long number to read. All right, if you will practice multiplication of decimals.